we see Harmon start with the Hunter. And as I see in the hand of Ratje, it can still be both. It can still be Freeze Mage, can still be Tempo Mage. We know Mirror Images is played in Freeze Mage lately, so it can still be both. Well, he's probably gonna mulligan some other cards. And we see Harmon with the Hunter, but he starts with a really bad hand. No minions for him in his starting hand, but maybe we can draw into that later.
Yeah, he wants to put that pressure on that Freeze Mage, because if that Freeze Mage can draw into that burst potential, it could be the first game for Ratje, but I believe that the Hunter is favored here, so let's see if he draws into something better, but yeah, that Thunder Rhino is not it.
No, definitely not. He was looking for his Fiery Bet there. And we see Ratje's is Azure Drake, so probably will be Tempo Mage now. And he has the double mirror images, so he can protect his life points pretty good.
Yeah.
Harmon doesn't have anything, so he has to force to use the hero power here.
Yeah, no one turn one, no turn two. But the same, I believe, is also the case here for Ratje. He has his mirror images, he has his Frostbolt and his arcane missiles, but he cannot do anything. So we see 2 hero powers being used, and it's a tense start of a tense evening.
Yeah, and Harmon is using the hero power again. He still don't know what Ratje is playing, and Ratje is also playing Acolyte.
Yeah,
Pretty
and
good pickup there.
Yeah, that might give Harmon a different impression. He might think that this is Freeze Mage, but now finally he can play a minion, the Infested Wolf, and that contested Acolyte of Pain. So
yeah, he can make a really good play, Ratje. He can Frostbolt the Infested Wolf, trade into the 1-1 and ping the other 1-1 off. But Ratje decides differently. But maybe he's going for the mirror images.
that is a possible play here. Might as well just keep it.
It's always,
yeah.
yeah, it's really important to clear those beasts, especially when you know Hunters playing Houndmasters lately. So it's always important to clear every beast, but Ratje decided differently there. He wants to cycle the torch, and now he has to remove the Tundra Rhino or it will go out of hand really fast.
He finds that Cult Sorcerer and an Arcane Blast, so he can kill the Tundra Rhino that way, and maybe even with Arcane Missiles, or, well, maybe just hero power. Yeah.
Just hero power, it's for free. It's not 100% for free, but it doesn't cost you a card there. And now Harmon is in a pretty bad spot though. He lost tempo and his hand is also not really good, but he finds the quick shot off the top to clear to deal with the Cult Sorcerer. Pretty good for him, and now Harmon is back on the board.
So also we've seen Harmon they're playing pretty fast. No Call of the Wild yet, and still only a lot of burst.
Yeah, he's definitely looking for that Call of the Wild on turn 8. It's one of the strongest Hunter cards. We know it's a pain in the ass for every class. So.
Yeah. And a great pickup here for Ratje. He picks up the Flame Strike that is going to counter that Call of the Wild. And again,
yeah, that's why they play Flame Strikes nowadays in the mage list, just to counter those Zoo, Shaman, and the Call of the Wild, of course.
Yeah, all the aggression. So what do you feel here for Harmon? You want to clear those mirror images. You also want to get on the board, but
yeah,
it's one turn before 7.
Yeah, he can go on the board pretty easy. He will probably kill command the Drake, but he can also decide to go for Freezing Trap into Alec and just bounce back that Drake.
You don't go for Houndmaster here to buff one of your hounds.
You want to deal with that Drake 100%. You don't want to give him any spell damage, especially with a hand like he has like 9 cards in hand. So if he has a Flame Weaker with like Arcane Missiles and things like that, you really don't want to do that.
Yeah. So he draws with the Alec, finds a Savannah Highmane, always Savannah Highmane. Yeah. So yeah, now he can clear, but that Drake stays on the board. But if it attacks, it's will get returned to the hand.
He's getting 7 mana, so it's not possible. Let's see, he's picking up the Mana Worm here.
Is it time for that Flame Strike already, or is he deciding to go for Frostbolt and Arcane Missiles?
I think he's waiting for the turn 8. You don't want to play the Flame Strike before turn 8. The Call of the Wild's coming out, so I think you wait one more turn. He can clear pretty easy, I guess, with the Arcane Missile, but he can also protect himself a little bit with the Mirror Images. So you can go like for Mana Worm, Mirror Images, make that Mana Worm a big one, clear something off. He can also just leave the Infested Wolf up. Oh, he's going for the Frostbolt on the Wolf.
Oh, he wants to kill everything here.
Wow. You can clear almost everything. You can, if those juggles go all on the minions and don't go face. Ooh, one on the face, too bad for him. Otherwise, otherwise you can clear everything.
Yeah,
With,
and now that,
coin.
yeah, now that Kill Command Helpmaster has still potential, and he's going to use it as a Drake to... Nope, not going to pop that secret.
Not necessary. I think you rather trade your mana worm into the freezing trap, or maybe do it even next turn. And no Call of the Wild for Harman, but he still has that high main though.
Yeah, he has the high main. He also has Kill Command and a Deadly Shot. The question is, how much do you want to deal with that Mana Worm and that Azure Drake? It's a lot of damage on the board, but of course you have the Freezing Trap.
Yeah, you definitely want to kill one minion, and you can play just the Houndmaster and deal with those 0-2s. Or does he go for Grub and wants to use the hero power here? Do some extra damage to Rajish's face, but...
You can only clear one of those mirror images here.
Yeah, you can deal with both, but I still think Houndmaster is the best here. Just go for it.
Well, yeah, Garrison Grub will survive a Flame Strike, but I don't expect the Flame Strike being played here. So,
also, the Garrison Grub is a better target for the Houndmaster though, so maybe he was thinking like, I go for Garrison Grub hero power and go for the Houndmaster next turn, but he was thinking, no, I want to play high main next turn, and if he play Houndmaster now, he can play perfectly on curve the high main and the Garrison Grub.
Yeah, and that Flame Waker being picked up here by Ratje, I believe one turn, maybe too late. He would have liked to have that one earlier, doing a lot of shots from that Flame Waker, doing a lot of damage.
Ooh, yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, it must be pretty sad now that he just used all his small spells. But he can still go for it, right? He can just go for Flame Waker,
Coin,
Fireball, Ping or something like that. Yeah, just see where the juggles hit first. Maybe it will shoot the 1-1. Ooh, that's huge.
Yeah. So now he might clear the board. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, that's huge. But I don't think you... Ooh. Does that help him? He can go for a Deadly Shield. He has a 66% chance he's killing one of the minions. And then just go for high main. But if he kills the taunt, the mirror image, he's gonna lose the game from that, I guess. So, but we know Harman. He knows... we know that he takes a little bit risk. He isn't afraid of that.
Yeah, he is definitely not afraid of taking a risk, and 33% normally means Huffer on the board, but now could mean a Deadly Shot on the Flame Waker. You could also play Doomsayer. That tanks the damage that comes in from that Mana Worm, and probably take the Flame Waker from the board. But that will just delay the game. And how do you feel who's ahead in this game? Is it the Hunter or is it more the Mage?
I think the Hunter is a little bit ahead here if he goes for that high main and maybe hits a Deadly Shot. Oh! And he hits the 7-3. Wow, and Harman must be so happy now. Yeah, and we know Harman, he just takes the risk if needed, and he's taking the risk and he must be pretty happy now. Yeah, and that Flame Waker is just run into the Freezing Trap now. And Rich is probably going for some card draw, ping on the own Acolyte. He shows that mirror images that's probably gonna stop an attack from the high main.
Yeah, let's see what he finds here. It's another Flame Waker, so that has a lot of damage potential in the upcoming turns. But it's a Savannah high main. It's gonna run into a mirror image, and that's gonna be it.
Wow, second high main. I think that's gonna be really hard for Raj to deal with. But he still has that Flame Strike though.
Yeah, and if those juggles hit, that is going
double
to be
Flame Waker. You can like a Flame Waker. You can ping the Acolyte first, see what you draw, right?
Yeah, you can ping the Acolyte, see what you draw. That is true. Well,
or is it gonna Flame Strike? Yeah, I can also go for like Flame Strike, see where the juggles hit, then ping maybe what's left. Trade the Acolyte into also 1 health minion, and then trade away the 2/2s out of the high mains with the Arcane Blast and your Flame Waker and the Mana Worm. Seems like a plan, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to wonder. You're gonna have 4 2/2s. How are you gonna deal with those 4 2/2s? Well,
really good juggles there by Ratje, yeah. If one of those hit face, then he was pretty far behind. But now that Arcane Blast is gonna do a lot of work, there is a chance he's gonna clear everything.
Yeah, so first clear, then do the Arcane Blast, and he might clear everything, and then only the Doomsayer is left. And he does not.
Wow.
Well, he does, yeah.
And what a board clear, yeah, and now Harman completely took over the game here. What an insane clear by Harman, yeah, and the Doomsayer is going to do a lot. Gives Harman some tempo if he trades away the Flameraker. Yeah, and we see in Ratche's hand that he doesn't have a proper way of dealing with that Doomsayer.
No, he does not, so that means that Mana Worm is probably going to get removed. And yeah, do you want to play an Azure Drake into a Doomsayer just to draw a card? No, you just probably just ping and pass, or?
Yeah, ping and pass. You know Harman doesn't have any cards in his hand, so the chance he's going to develop something really big is so small. Only Call of the Wild is going to be a pain in the ass for Ratje. Is Harman that good to draw Call of the Wild here? He's still 2 in the deck. Oh, and there it is!
Call of the Wild incoming, and the question now is, does Ratje have another Flame Strike? Because, yeah, this is going to be a lot of pressure coming from the Hunter. 15 health here for Ratje. And yeah, that is not going to be the draw that he wants. The Azure Drake might draw into something. Forgotten Torch.
But what do you torch? Do you torch the Misha? Do you torch the Luke? I think you torch the Misha and go for... You can go for Thanos torch on the Misha. And then he has 12 damage on the board, so... But if Harman is smart, he just ignores the board and just goes full face.
Yeah, and he might even find something here to help him.
Ooh, Houndmaster. Kodo!
Kodo, yeah.
That removes the Thanos, yeah. Ratje has 2 draws to draw into the second Flame Strike, and I can tell you he's needing it. That's not the Flame Strike he was looking for.
No.
Steady shot. Is he going face? 7, 10? You can put him on 3 HP. No, but Harman is safe.
Well, normally he goes for the win, but now he plays it safe. 8 health, so next turn he has lethal. And yeah, Flame Strike is needed. Roaring Torch.
That's not it. Ooh, no. There is a way. You can go for Flameraker, torch the Kodo, and then maybe the Juggle hits the Alec. Oh wow, he's misplaying.
Well, yeah, now he's dead.
Yeah, now he's dead. He could have survived with the Flameraker.
Yeah, well, that was a chance. He didn't take it, so it's 1-0 here for Harman, and he wins with his Hunter.
I don't know why he didn't go for that kind of play. He could still pick up Jogs around next turn and heal him maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, he could have just tried and maybe find something, but maybe in his head the game was already over and he was just like, okay, let's go to the next game. I lost this one.
Yeah, we already saw this earlier in the season from Ratje. That he had still a slight chance of winning, and then he just conceded the game. He was like, oh, I'm so far behind, I'm probably not going to win anymore. But when you have that small opportunity of still winning the game, you always have to go for it. I know there in the 100 times, maybe only 2 or 3 times it will happen, but those 3 times can be the final of a tournament, can be that match. This is your final opportunity. This is your last opportunity to get in that final. You have to take every percent.
Yeah, and if we look at the standings, Ratje right now is at 4th place and Harman at 6th. Harman is 2-4. Ratje is 3-3. So if Harman wins, they get even, and we gotta get into that scenario where it might go to a 4-way draw. Yeah. But
there was a slight scenario, right, that Harman could still make it, right?
Yeah.
So if Nora loses,
Nora has to lose.
If Nora loses and he wins from Ratje, he's getting in place number 4.
Yeah, Arne loses as well, maybe. It can go it can go a lot of ways tonight. But looking at the decks, what is left for Harman? He has a mage and a warrior. Could be a freeze mage, could be a tempo mage, could be, well, with warrior there are 5 different warriors, so I'm not even going to predict.
There are a lot of different warriors lately. Yeah, it's one of the strongest classes at the moment. Let's see what Harman will start with. I don't know yet. I
feel for Ratje it's good to play as a warlock if it's a Sue. It's good against all, I guess. Against maybe not tempo as much, but.
And we see, and does Harman play? He's playing tempo mage too, and we see Ratje picking the tempo warrior here. Is this deck gonna be enough for him?
I don't know. It's all about the start, and the start of Ratje was not good. He's mulligan his hand away, finds a Ravaging Ghoul, execute.
Yeah, Ravaging Ghoul execute. It looks pretty good, but it's actually not that great, right?
Oh, you're looking for that X.
Yeah, you always want that Fury War Axe, especially against Mage, when you have like the Apprentice, the Cold Sorcerer, and the Mana Worm as the first 3 drops. And also, War Axe into Flame Waker is not that bad, because you have so many ways to deal 1 damage, like with Blood to Ichor, Whirlwind Effects, things like that.
Yeah. Alright.
At least he picks up the 2-drop here with the Armor Smith. You can curve up pretty well, right? You can just go for Armor Smith, Ravaging Ghoul into Blood of Brave.
Yep.
Nothing special.
So with Armor Smith, yeah, if you can, you just want to have something on the board. Mirror Image gonna protect that sorcerer, and then spells get pretty cheap.
But that Ravaging Ghoul is actually doing some work, but not that much though. All the minions of Harmon's board have 2 health, and the Ravaging Ghoul is only doing 1 damage here.
Yeah, you heal for 1. You at least clear one of those mirror images. And
Ooh,
yeah,
that's actually really good for Harmon here. Now he can probably go for a full board clear with that Flame Waker going Arcane Blast, but
then you have to Arcane Blast or the Armor Smith, or doesn't it matter that you get more armor up on the warrior?
I don't think the armor is that much of a problem against Tempo Warrior. They normally don't armor up that much. They don't run like things like Shield Block or...
No, they even run Sinfurly Murgleton just to to replace the hero power, just to put a lot more pressure on your opponent and fight for that board control. So yeah,
he's going for it. Yeah, he can still decide not to remove the Armor Smith though. If he plays Arcane Blast, oh wow, he decides to go in first.
Yeah, Arcane Blast or Ravaging Ghoul. Still in doubt.
I don't know what Harmon is doing here. Yeah, the juggles were not that great for him. One going phase, of course. I still think you have to remove everything.
So, yeah.
But the question is, do you remove that Armor Smith? I think you just go face here.
Yeah. So you developed a bigger board. The armor is still the same. And
yeah, but we have the perfect answer in the hand of Ratje. That Corporal Elite trading into that Flame Waker is so huge.
Definitely very good. And a second Fireball. So there's a little bit of problem with getting on that board. Now he has to trade that Apprentice into the Corcoran, and now it's time for Ratje to finally find a foothold here.
That's a really good draw there. He can go for like that Blood of Brave into the Blood to Ichor. Summon a 2/2 and a 5/5 on turn 5. Seems pretty good, right? And he has a really good follow-up with that Cairn Blood Off. And we see Harmon, his hand is not that great. He only has that 2 Fireballs doing nothing. He probably is forced to Fireball that 5/5 here.
Yeah, he plays just the Sorcerer Apprentice for tempo. But he knows that he will lose it against that Slime. And yeah, the Blood to Ichor was a very good tempo play for Ratje. Just... yeah, that is the second Sorcerer Apprentice, so no more discounts on the spells.
Nope.
And then the Cairn gets so hard. Oh, not the Cairn.
No.
Yeah.
With that Monkey pick off, it's also really good to play that Frothing. To pressure Harmon really hard. And developing 2 minions is actually pretty good against Tempo Mage. Because you know they normally play a bunch of small minions there. He gets Desert Camel, that's not actually what you're looking for.
Oh, the Ragnaros.
Yeah, really good pickup there. So now I can curve up pretty well. I can go for Cairn. Maybe he's even executing that 5/5 here.
Do you execute it, or do you hit the camel and hit the face and just, well...
Yeah, you can still do that. And what is Harmon deciding to do? Yeah, he can decide to go for Flame Strike here.
You want to deal with that Frothing Berserker. It can grow so big, and you cannot play any arcane missiles or spells like that when you buff that one. But now Ragnaros comes on the board, and let's see what it hits. Does it hit the minion?
Yeah, that's the question here. It's going to be really important for Ratje, and it's going face, and that was not what he was looking for. He needed that hit on the 5/5. Yeah, and now Harmon can go for... oh wow, he's going arcane missiles first. And it's going twice to the face. Yeah, that's quite unfortunate for Harman here.
And now he has to ping Fireball. And you just go face. You leave the Cairn there, right? With 1 health. Or
Yeah, you leave it. You definitely leave it. You go for face damage here for sure.
You kill 4-1 and you get a 4-5 against you. That doesn't seem that good. And you with all the whirlwind effects. So yeah, we might see the Cairn now get into the 5-5 and the whirlwind just to draw.
And then he picks up the Battle Rage maybe? That would be an insane draw. Oh wow, slam. That's not doing it. You can just armor up here and then go for it.
So Harman has a few options here. Arcane Intellect being a very good one to see if there's a better option. Unless he wants to play at Water Elemental. Finds his own Ragnaros.
Ooh, yeah, he can play that next turn, not now. But this turn he has the Water Elemental with the Frostbolt. He can just Frostbolt that Cairn. Or that Bane. And ping it off next turn. With in combination with the Rag.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. I was looking like, yeah, you could play the Telnos and then you can kill him in one go. But freezing it is just fine. And yeah.
Ooh, but Slam Execute looks very good here. But he can also decide to go for that War Axe. Ooh, Battle Rage, drawing 3 cards here. That's so insane for Ratje here.
Yeah, he had not that much cards, but finds a Blood to Ichor Slam and a Corcoran. It's, yeah, now he has to decide what to do. He can even go to Blood to Ichor or to draw another one.
Yeah, do you go for that? Yeah, I can just Blood to Ichor, draw another card. But the question is how he's going to do this. Oh, he's going to use the Execute.
Yeah.
But if he knew that Harman has that Ragnaros in the hand, he would have hold that. But no, wait. He's pressuring lethal now.
Yeah, he does. And he has a Gromage and Slam to finish it off. So it's gonna be 1-1 here. Whatever happens.
Yeah, even though the Rag will hit something good, but Ratje is taking this game away with the Gromage. Really well played by Ratje. Yeah, that Battle Rage was such a huge pickup there. He was running out of cards, and on the right time, he get the Battle Rage and draw 3 cards there.
Yeah, only a secret could have saved Harman, but I don't even know if he played one. So yeah, that's gonna be 1-1. And yeah, it's going head to head, and I really love it. It's
1-1 now.
1-1. Yeah.
And Ratje knows I have to win this, but it's for Harman the same. He can still go through to the finals. So this is like such an intense match. And what's left for the players now? Harman has still that Tempo Mage, and he also has the Warrior left. And Ratje has the Tempo Mage too.
I think that is a Zoo lock.
Yeah, I think it's 2. But it can also be Arena lock.
Yeah.
We will see what Ratje will bring. It probably will be Zoo. Zoo is one of the strongest decks at the moment, and it's a really popular deck, especially in tournament formats. So we will see what's going to happen.
Yeah, and if we look at the standings again, Ratje did pretty good against the 5 players that still want to qualify for the final. So even if it becomes a 4-way draw or a 3-way draw, he looks pretty solid to stick in that 4th place. So whatever happens for Ratje, the game is not over after this match. Everything can happen. He can still be in it to win it all. But let's go into the next game here, because yeah, the mulligan is ready.
And there we go again. And we end up with the Zoo. Probably, yeah, it's a Zoo against the Temple Warrior of Harman. Yeah, and they normally say that Temple Warrior is favored against the Zoo. But it feels like Zoo has a pretty good chance of winning when the Temple Warrior doesn't draw all his early stuff. But if we look in the hand of Harman, he has that War Axe, he had that Monkey, and he also had already the Blood of Brave and the Whirlwind for even killing that Forbidden Rituals.
Yeah.
Harman must be really happy to see a hand like this.
Ratje was looking for that Possessed Villager. Really good against Temple Warrior. You don't want to use your Fury War Axe on that one. Definitely don't want to coin out that Fury War Axe because of it. But that Void Walker is definitely a good target. But if you look at the hand of Ratje, the Dark Pelder, Imp Gang Boss. Also,
yeah, the Imp Gang Boss is really good against Warrior. They don't normally have a proper way of dealing with that. And he also draws into the Council, and those 2 cards are pretty important. And there's the Possessed Villager, a little bit late, but can still be pretty good later on. Oh wow, and he even picks up the Armor Smith. Wow, that curve from Harman, that's gonna be insane. And Ratje must be thinking, oh my god, why does he have such a good hand?
Yeah, it's going pretty good. That Armor Smith can heal you, of course, as the warrior, and now it's pretty important here what Ratje does. Yeah, Imp Gang Boss feels like solid play. You have to attack it twice to remove it, unless he draws into Corpron. But on turn 3, you definitely cannot play it. So yeah.
But Harman has a full board clear here with the slam pick up there. He can slam into the in-gang boss, slam it with the weapon, trade the armor smith into the 2/2, and then just whirlwind everything away. Gain some life and also remove everything.
But do you want to invest that much right now into everything?
But the only thing you invest here is like the whirlwind, right? Why didn't you use the slam first?
I have no idea. So yeah, the option you said was pretty good. He had a full board clear.
Yeah, and a card draw.
And a card draw as well, yeah.
So I don't know why he didn't go. I don't think that 2 life is more important than a card draw, right? But maybe he wants to save the slam for things like a war, like a flame imp or something.
Yeah, you never know. It could also be a sea giant and in the Zulok, and then you want to slam, execute it. Because yeah, 1 whirlwind effect is gone. Probably only 2 ravaging ghouls in the deck of Harman, who gets his board clear right now. And there's the councilman.
Yeah, we have a really good follow up by Ratje, and now he goes for the possessed variety instead of the flame imp.
Ooh.
Wow, and now we know why he saved the slam here.
So what do you? Yeah, you just taunt up.
Yeah, Blood of Break is fine.
Yeah. You don't feel the need to already kill that councilman. Just see what happens right now. But with that power overwhelming and the Dark Iron Dwarf, that's a very good clear.
Yeah, it's a really good clear. And the most important thing about this line of play is that he develops also a 4/4 on the minion, and also the councilman is getting 3/5, and it's going to be really difficult for Harman to deal with those 2 big minions.
Yeah, and now that not slamming and clearing the board becomes a problem here for Harman, and that might lose him the whole match. That one decision, because yeah, this is if the zoo runs away with the board, it's pretty hard to clear as a tempo warrior.
Yeah, especially you don't run brawls or any hard removal for an entire board. You normally only play like 3 whirlwind effects. You already use 1. So Harman just looks for his Ravaging Ghouls now, so he can maybe Ravaging Ghoul into an Execute player. He decides to slam.
Well, it gives you a card, but...
not exactly what you were looking for. Yeah, and now there's also an in-gang boss, also one of those minions that's really sticky to the board.
Yeah, it looks tempting to play everything that you have in hand as a Zuluk right now, but...
I think you just play everything, yeah.
Yeah.
There's no, you already saw 1 whirlwind effect, so the chance he has like double whirlwind effect is really small. And you know they don't win brawl, so it should be fine.
Alright, so...
also, buffing that councilman is also really important. So also 3 minions gives the 3 extra attack to the councilman and makes it a 7/3 now.
So how can Harman get back into this game? He has Execute, he has a Bloodhoof. Yeah, it doesn't feel that well with the Imgang Boss and the Dark Iron Dwarf. You can clear the Bloodhoof.
And there's the second councilman. Yeah, Harkaj is probably gonna tap here. Yeah, and he can clear the Blood of Brave so easily. Maybe those juggles will both hit to the Bloodhoof, and then he can just trade the 4/1 into it and save the 1/1. And we see some emoting here from Harman. I think he just pick up Abusive Sergeant to make even a good trade. Wow, and it hits again. So now he has a really good trade. And pushing face again for 8 or 10 more damage. And now he has lethal for next turn. I don't think Harm can find a way to deal with this board.
No, he... yeah, that choice early in the game will cost him this one, or might cost him this one. Well, you never know. But that made sure that the Zoo could develop the board. And now it's 2-1 for Ratje after he just, well, gave up a little bit after that first game.
Yeah, we saw Harman had a really good curve. He had like the War Axe, he had the Monkey, he had the Blood of Brave, but still the Zoo developed even more and even stronger minions and took over the game pretty fast. And his game was over in like 6-7 turns. So well done by Ratje. He's 2-1 in hand. He must be really happy now. So he only has to take one more win with that Tempo Mage.
Yeah, and I believe that Tempo Mage versus Tempo Mage is going to be a 50-50, but also against that Warrior is also feeling a little bit like a coin flip. So yeah, if he only has to win one of those two games, and Harman has to win both.
Yes. And we'll see what's going to happen. Yeah, I think Ratje is going to have a pretty hard time against the Warrior, though. I think Warrior is pretty favored against Tempo Mage. But if you have the really explosive start with that Mana Worm into Flame Waker with a lot of spells, you can take over the game. You can maybe have a little bit of a Zoo start. But against that Tempo Mage, yeah, it's definitely going to be a coin flip, though. And Harman decides to start with that Tempo Warrior first. Get your most favorable matchup first and take a win from that.
The hand of Ratje looks pretty good here. He finds a Mana Worm to start with. Only it's missing a little bit of spells, but has that coin to buff. If he finds a good spell there for turn 3, yeah, and there it is, the mirror image.
Yeah, really good hand for Ratje. You can maybe wait for turn 2 and go for Apprentice, coin, Mana Worm into mirror images.
Yeah, all the risk you have with playing the Mana Worm and not playing anything else is that you run into a War Axe of the Warrior. You definitely don't want to lose that Mana Worm against that War Axe, but in the hand of Harman there is no Axe. Well, at least not yet.
Yeah, he only has that Armor Smith, yeah, and that's actually doing nothing against a board like this. That Armor Smith is only dealing 1 damage to that mirror images. And I think you just go Apprentice here and just go face. I don't think you just play the Arcane Blast yet. You can wait a little bit longer. That Armor Smith is no threat at all.
No. And the thing is, if you damage that Mana Worm, it becomes vulnerable to execute.
Yeah, definitely.
As well. But he goes for it. He trades.
But he can also decide just to go face now
Yeah.
yeah, there we go. And decide to trade it next turn with the Apprentice. Ooh, slam. He can slam execute the Mana Worm now. I think it's pretty important to do that. Otherwise, you're going to take a lot of damage in the next turns.
Yeah, so that Mana Worm can get out of hand. Decides to attack first, then slam. Let's see what he draws into. He gets anything else. Well, the execute is definitely going to be used. And he draws into a second one. So, yeah.
Can be good in the next few turns. And that Ruddy Weaponsmith is actually pretty good next turn. He can kill that mirror images with the weapon that's coming out of it. Ratje doesn't have the spells he was looking for. Maybe he was looking for that Arcane Intellect, draw some extra cards. There we go, the trade on the Armor Smith.
Yeah, Ariete Weaponsmith, good card against for getting board control. It's a pretty strong card. Turn 4, you get a weapon and a 3/3, and yeah, now he has to deal with that one. You don't want to fireball it, but what do you trade into it? Do you just 3/1 the Apprentice, or do you even ignore it?
Yeah, you can decide to go Fireball on the 3/3 though. You can go for Apprentice, go Fireball, and deal 6 damage to the face. Because when you trade the minion into the 3/3, in the long run, those 3/1 minion will do more damage than the Fireball.
Yeah.
If it sticks on the board. So, yeah, using the Fireball to remove the minion here is not even that bad.
But you might be afraid if you're Ratje for a Ravaging Ghoul next turn. And
yeah, and lose the entire board. Yeah, that's also a thing you have to keep in mind. Yeah, Ravaging Ghoul is actually a full board clear for Harman. So maybe Ratje's thinking about that and saving that Fireball maybe later for a Blood of Brave. Because it removes the Blood of Brave so easily.
yeah, it does. The only difference with the Kodo is Kodo is also good removal. But there is going face. Ratje goes for the face of the Warrior and gonna put on some pressure.
Why would you just do a random Fireball to the face when you don't have follow-up damage? I don't get that play. You could play with that. Yeah, maybe because he has the spell damage now, but it's still a pretty weird play though.
He might lose the board here. The second execute gets used, and
now he lost the entire board. Not a big fan of the play he just did there, but
yeah, Azure is going to draw something, but that Corcoran definitely will make sure that it gets removed. It contests it, and how about the frothing?
Yeah, those frothing berserkers can get out of hand really, really fast, but Farm is still on a pretty low HP, 12, but no extra burst spells in the hand of Ratje.
No, they're not. And that Flame Waker, you don't want to use the Flame Waker into those Frothings. Yeah, if you decide to damage your own Acolyte.
I don't think you just play Acolyte. Let him make the trade. You can also use those Acolytes for an extra shield. And that Ravaging Ghoul.
That's insane.
Is that lethal? It's lethal, right? Oh no. Wow, how is that lethal? I was looking at the life points of Harmon. I'm like, oh, it's 12 HP, so when he plays Ravaging Ghoul, that should be lethal, right?
Yeah.
Don't listen to me, guys.
You just go Milk Rock.
Yeah, just play the biggest minion you have. Maybe you get a weapon that can kill the Acolyte.
I'm not gonna call Light Justice again, because, well, I did. So if it now happens. But Light Justice isn't even that bad right now, because you can kill off the Black Mage Telnus instead of using your
but you're rather at 200, right? Whoa, Harmon decides to give Ratje some extra cards here.
I think he's going face here.
Yeah, definitely. Otherwise, you don't make a play like this.
And he armored up, so...
Yeah, it's a play for, like... He forces Ratje to have something to do with those Frothing Berserkers, otherwise he's losing the game. But giving Ratje like 3 or 4 extra cards gives him also a really big opportunity to draw into those removal spells. And as we see in the hand of Ratje, he drawed them.
Yeah, he has Frostbolt, but that does not mean that he can remove the board. Well, with that Forgotten Torch,
that will do it.
Yeah, that will do it. Do you even go for the Flame Waker? Oh, you don't have enough mana here. So.
You can also decide to go for Flame Waker, Frostbolt to 10-3, and then pray for for a juggle on the... No, he's not going for that, right?
He's going for it?
Wow, why didn't he just clear those Frothings?
We see risky plays here.
He's gonna get punished so hard. Yeah, he got punished. Wow.
But he could have cleared it.
He could just easily cleared one of those Frothings, or both of those Frothings, and just come back with like a Drake or Intellect or something like that.
They just want to make the game more interesting, I guess. So, wow, it's all going to come down to the Freeze Mage Mirror.
No, the Tempo Mage Mirror.
Tempo Mage, sorry. Yeah, sorry. My bad.
But we didn't see any Joxerons yet. So maybe in this mirror match we will see some Joxeron action. Yeah. But I'm still flabbergasted about the play Ratje did.
He could
that was so greedy.
Yeah, he could clear. The chance he cleared the board was so insane. He could have cleared both of those Frothings.
It was a 2 in 3. It was a 1 in 3 chance and a 1 in 3 chance that Jiggle's gonna hit. But I don't know, man. He could have a 100% clear, ping off the 3-2. The 3-3 into a 3-2 and then go for like next turn Arcane Intellect into Drake or something like that.
Alright, yeah.
Maybe even pick up Joxeron or maybe even a board swing. I don't know, man. That was horrible.
Yeah, what do you think is going through the minds of the players right now? Because the tension has to be so high. There's so much pressure on this next game. It's gonna be a mirror. It's gonna be it's never a coin flip because. It's also a question about how much risk do you take, because if you have a bad hand at the start, the question is how hard do you mulligan? How much chance?
But remember, there's also a pretty high skill cap in Tempo Mage. Tempo Mage is actually a pretty difficult deck to play, because you have a lot of options every single turn. I think also the highest skilled player will win most of the games, but they both make slight misplays. But as we see now, I still think Harmon plays a little bit more consistent in this series than Ratje does. He already made like 2 huge mistakes.
Yeah, but with the pressure could also get to you, and that could force you to make some misplays. It's not like you're just laddering. No, there's something on the line here, and that's a final spot in the Amsterdam Arena. And if you get there, you get money, and if you don't, you don't. So
yeah, I understand that that's the last match, but you can take a little bit more time for your turns. He just made instantly that play. It's still like 1 minute on the clock for that turn. He could wait a little bit longer. He could still think like, is this the optimal play I can make? What are the things that's gonna kill me? I don't know, man. Hopefully they will get their head clear for this game and make the best of it.
Yeah, just take your time.
Yeah, but Ratje has the tempo start actually, and Harmon has the reactive hand. What will win? Yeah, Harmon is sitting there with a double flame strike. Can be pretty handy later on in the game, but I still think he wants to draw into some cards. Yeah, and there's the Frostbolt. Yeah, he knows he can next turn go for that Guild Sorcerer Arcane Blast.
Yeah. Arcane Intellect being played here by Ratje, gonna draw 2 or more cards and finds more bursts. So for him, it's gonna be hard to develop the board, but he can clear it as well. Sometimes you want to use that burst damage on the face of Harman, but I don't believe that Ratje is gonna go full face with those burn spells, just like he did last turn.
Oh, not yet. Yeah, and he still has nothing to develop this turn. Maybe he is forced to play the Arcane Intellect again. He can also decide to go for that Acolyte of Pain into... Oh, but he decides to play Forgotten Torch, shuffle that extra Fireball for 3 mana back into the deck. And wow, that's a really good pickup by Harmon. He can coin out the Drake, gets a really good minion on the board, but also get an extra card draw. His hand is pretty clunky, so he can use some extra cards here.
Yeah, but now next turn, well, yeah.
And there it already is.
The Roaring Torch, yeah.
Yeah, it's already coming back to the hand of Ratje. But still no minion to play for him. Yeah, he can go for Acolyte, ping his own Acolyte, but is that actually what you want to do here? Maybe just torching the Drake, or maybe, yeah, I think you just use Fireball on the Drake. Remove the Drake. It's pretty scary though to leave a Drake up, especially with cards like Arcane Blast and Arcane Missiles.
But the question, is he gonna go for the... What he also might do is go for the Frostbolt. No, he's gonna ping.
He needs some extra card. He's like, yeah, I really want that minion, and still didn't find it. He picks up the mirror images. Yeah, there are minions, but not the minions you're actually looking for.
Luckily for him, Harmon doesn't have minions as well. He has 2 Flame Strikes, and well, that can be pretty hard here later on for Ratje if he gets some nice minions, plays them, and gets removed there by...
We've seen the hand of Harmon that faces Summoner and Rag coming out in the next few turns, so that's actually pretty good for him. And we see Ratje sitting there with literally 0 minions, and still no minion there with that Arcane Blast. Is Harmon playing that Blood Mage Stones for some extra card draw? Yeah, I think you have to go for it. Develop a minion and also get maybe a potential card draw. It's pretty important with a hand like Harmon has.
I just want to cycle that one, and that's the reason, just to play it. Yeah, is it a minion? That is the question. That's an Azure Drake.
Yeah, that was actually the card he was looking for. And now he can like go for Drake, Arcane Blast on the other Drake. When there's the Flame Waker, and that's gonna be a lot of damage when the Flame Waker goes off with like the Fireballs, the Frostbolts. How many bursts does Ratje has? He has 21 damage in hand actually.
21 damage, but in the hand of Harmon there is a Flame Strike, so yeah, he can cover the damage, but yeah, then he has to go face with it.
If Harmon goes for face the Summoner here, Ratje can go for the win now. You can just go face, play Torch and Fireball to the face for... How many damage is that? It's like 14, 18 damage, and then he has lethal next turn. Wow, does he go for it? Does Ratje see it? Wow. Why doesn't he go for it? He has so many damage in hand, and he didn't go for it.
So maybe he goes for it for the next turn. Oh, but he is buffing that.
Yeah, and that Flame Strike. Oh, wow, and it snipes it off. That was so lucky for Ratje. Otherwise, that Flame Strike was gonna be so much damage.
But now it's not, and yeah, just the truck just hit him when he was crossing blindly across the street here.
Ratje's probably still gonna take this game with that mirror images into Frostbolt to the face, Fireball to the face, because it's... Wow, he's going for Frostbolt, ping, for 1 extra damage. And now the double Fireball is gonna finish it off. Does Harmon have something to save himself? Does he play Ice Blocks here?
He needs to find, yeah, he needs to find a secret. There are no heals in the Tempo Mage. And he's not going for it, so that means that Ratje has lethal, and he will win this game. I'm not gonna say he's gonna go to the Amsterdam Arena, because I don't know for sure.
Not sure yet. We don't know for sure, but he did his part of the job. He won his game. Wow, well done by Ratje. That's 3-2 for him, right?
Yeah, that's 3-2. Wins in the game, and yeah, well played, well played.